The Hanchange base city could be saved after all. The mayor could hardly believe this. He was confused. He remembered that the tower had turned down his request for help. Had some legendary battle pet warrior found the time to go there and offer a helping hand? "Let's go and welcome the legendary battle pet warrior," the mayor said at once. Either way, the Hanchange base city would be safe with the support of a legendary battle pet warrior. He would be able to fend off 2 beast kings, or everyone could step in to offer assistance if it was too much. The mayor told some to stay in command and took the rest with him and headed east to welcome the legendary battle pet warrior. On the east side, gunfire rumbled. Many battle pet warriors were outside the city, fighting the wild beasts, together with their battle pets. The ground was shaking. 3 beast kings were fighting in close quarters. The previous wild beast formation was disrupted and they were slowed down. The combat between the 3 beast kings was intense. They unleashed many legendary rank skills, tearing up the ground, breathing out fire and causing chaos by accidentally killing the wild beasts around them. Roar! The bellows and howls lingered in the battleground. The crocodile was savagely striking one of the wild beast kings, regardless of the attacks dealt by the other wild beast king on the city wall. The previously despondent battle pet warriors were crying tears of joy. Some battle pet warriors who were volunteering from other base cities were surprised to see the crocodile. They recognized that the beast king looked familiar. "This is the beast king we saw in the Longjong base city, right? Isn't it the ride of the Fate Challenger, who had killed a legendary battle pet warrior in the Supremacy League?" Right then, the tie between the 3 beast kings was broken. The crocodile had heavily mauled one of the 2 wild beast kings. The latter was trying to escape while another beast king was attempting to slow down the crocodile. The crocodile had 2 opponents but was gaining the upper hand, which had become the source of hope for many. Soon, the mayor and his generals had arrived. They climbed to the city wall and observed. Someone immediately approached the mayor and reported the current situation. To their relief, the crocodile was a beast king on their side. He was surprised that the legendary battle pet warrior's single beast king could have taken care of 2 wild beast kings. How terrifying! Whoosh! A person flew over to the city wall. The mayor recognized the person, much to his astonishment. The mayor hurried over. "Venerable the Blade, what a pleasant surprise! Thank you so much for coming over to help." Venerable the Blade smiled. "You are very welcome. I couldn't have sat around while the wild beasts were murdering people of my own kind." The mayor was in a great mood. The situation would improve with a legendary battle pet warrior around. The mayor had yet to realize that the Beast King belonged to Venerable the Blade and was still under the conviction that a legendary battle pet warrior was there. The mayor was grateful, even though he believed that Venerable the Blade's presence was merely icing on the cake at that point. "I believe that my partner can take care of the 2 wild beast kings. I wonder, how are the other places doing, sir?" Venerable the Blade asked. The mayor was still searching for that legendary battle pet warrior when he heard the surprising words. "Your partner? Have you come, with a legendary battle pet warrior?" It wasn't strange for Venerable the Blade to arrive with a legendary battle pet warrior. Venerable the Blade noticed the misunderstanding. He chuckled. "I'm here by myself. The partner I'm referring to is the Swamp War Crocodile." The mayor was dumbstruck. That vicious beast king belongs to Venerable the Blade. The mayor was well aware of Venerable the Blade's fame and the fact that he was working for a legendary battle pet warrior. There was a great chance that he would reach the legendary rank at some point. But the mayor had not heard about him already having a beast king. "Sir, have you reached the legendary rank?" The mayor could not help but speak with more respect. Venerable the Blade found it amusing that the mayor would become so timid all of a sudden and was gloating inside. Venerable the Blade had already been in a great mood after he had gotten the Beast King from Suiping. The charm of the Beast King had left him in an even better mood. The mayor was also at the peak of the titled rank and was the governor of a city. In theory, the mayor enjoyed a higher status than Venerable the Blade, but the former was holding the latter in awe. That had to be one of the perks of the legendary rank. Venerable the Blade was even more eager to reach the legendary rank. "Sir, you have misunderstood. I haven't reached the legendary rank. A friend of mine gave me this battle pet. The mayor. Given to you." The mayor stared at Venerable the Blade in a daze. The mayor noticed that Venerable the Blade didn't seem much different from before. He had to be telling the truth about not having reached the legendary rank yet. But that was a beast king. Who would give away a beast king? Not to mention such a vicious beast king. A legendary battle pet warrior might want to give away a weak beast king that he or she no longer needed, but certainly not one that was this powerful. If the said legendary battle pet warrior no longer needed that crocodile, how powerful would the other battle pets have to be? The mayor found it scary to even just think about it. "Congratulations, sir." Venerable the Blade laughed. He changed the topic back to the pressing matter at hand. "Sir, how are the other places doing? Any more beast kings?" The mayor shook his head. "Not that we know of for the time being. Sir, thank you for your great gesture. The people of the Hanchinch Base City will never forget your kindness." Even though Venerable the Blade turned out not being at the legendary rank, the mayor was still speaking with respect. After all, with such a terrifying beast king, Venerable the Blade would no longer be viewed as a common titled battle pet warrior at the peak. Venerable the Blade was relieved. "Good. I managed to arrive on time." "Sir, you don't have to thank me. As a matter of fact, my friend wished that I would come and help. You can thank him instead. I wouldn't have been of much use without the beast king he gave me, even if I had come." The mayor asked, "And your friend is?" "He's an interesting and strange guy. He lives in the Longjong Base City and runs a place called Astral Pet Store there. He goes by the name of Suaping, a legend who claims that he's not a legendary battle pet warrior. I wonder if you've heard of him. He's the one who killed a legendary battle pet warrior during the Supremacy League." Venerable the Blade believed the mayor had surely heard about that shocking piece of news. Him. The mayor was stunned. Of course, he would have paid attention to a grand event like the Supremacy League and heard about the sensational happenings. First, the old man of the Qing family had stepped out and revealed that he was in fact at the legendary rank, then, a mysterious man with little to no background went out and killed him. Many people knew that. Venerable the Blade's vicious beast king had been given to him by that guy. He also told Venerable the Blade to go there and help. It seemed that the violent guy was not that cruel after all. "I will pay a visit and thank him in person," the mayor said sincerely. "Let's take care of the Hanchinch Base City first. My friend doesn't care that much about formalities." The mayor nodded. He told his generals to work together with the Swamp War Crocodile and drive away the wild beasts. The Swamp War Crocodile produced quick results. Venerable the Blade didn't even step in. He wasn't familiar with the Beast King yet, so he was afraid he might hinder the Beast King if he were to give him proper instructions. Soon after, the crisis looming in the east was resolved. The mauled Beast King ran away and the Swamp War Crocodile killed the other Beast King. The wild beasts fled in a hurry. The mayor didn't order a pursuit. He saved strength so that the other sides could be helped. That night, the news said that the Hanchinch Base City had succeeded. People cheered. The burden had been lifted. Venerable the Blade's face was seen on all the official TV channels of the Hanchinch Base City. People applauded and thanked him. Astral Pet Store. Longjong Base City. Suaping was still training pets, day in and day out. He would eat in the cultivation sites if he got hungry, he would also take a nap there if he felt sleepy. Every time he returned to the store, he would merely take another batch of pets before he left for the cultivation sites again. He trained dragons in dragon realms and picked up some pet food that dragons liked. He ingested some mysterious herbs in the cultivation sites. Some got him killed and some strengthened him. Dragons weren't his only focus. He visited various realms of different elements to train the pets of the element families. In realms of fire, he trained pets of both the fire family and the ice family alike. The former could pick up new skills of the fire family and collect more fire energy, while the latter could become more resistant to fire and might even mutate. One of the pets of the fire family had mutated. The pet could use skills of both the fire and ice families, and even its appearance had changed. The pet's combat strength had increased drastically. In addition to the realms of fire, Suaping visited realms of thunder and ice. All of them were cultivation sites of middle rank. Suaping gained a lot in the realms of thunder. He was exploring while training the pets. He encountered a mysterious zone of thunder and lightning. It helped him gain more understanding of the rules of thunder in his battle against beast kings. He could even simulate some legendary skills of the legendary rank. He had also collected much food liked by pets of the thunder family. Time flew. 10 days passed. By the time Suaping ended the training, 13 days had passed ever since the strike on the Longjiang base city. In the 2 weeks or so, the Longjiang base city had gradually stepped out from the shadows cast by the war. The base city was gaining back its vitality and becoming even more lively than before. Stores were reopening. After all, people would have to make money to make ends meet. The underground railways were in operation again, so that people in the Longjiang base city could go out for supplies and powerful battle pet warriors could go to the Longjiang base city again. The Longjiang base city's economy was recovering. Some forces, such as the Tang family and the Star Organization, were aware of Suaping even before the strike. The rest knew next to nothing about him. That being said, it would be against their interests if they didn't hurry over to befriend that mysterious, yet powerful battle pet warrior. Outside the Pixie Pet Store, many people had gone to the store during the 10 days that Suaping had been training the pets, while keeping his doors closed. Many were disappointed to see the closed doors, but no one dared to cause a disturbance. They waited quietly. As a matter of fact, they thought that this was what a legendary battle pet warrior should do. In that day and age, all the awesome characters would prefer shutting their doors and decline seeing visitors. They wouldn't be regarded as big shots if they acted differently. No one doubted the information's authenticity in regards to Suaping. It was impossible to cordon the news about the beast strike suffered by the Longjiang base city. Many people from other base cities had gone to help the base city, and they got to see an astonishing sight of Longjiang. Suaping had forced the Heavenly King to retreat. The major families from the base city had beast kings. Those facts were enough to shock the world. After all, Longjiang was merely a Class B base city. The number of beast kings found in the base city was stunning. With that many beast kings, Longjiang base city could be qualified as a top-tier base city. But the fact remained that it was still a Class B base city. What a modest base city! It was outrageous to see that Longjiang classified itself as a Class B base city when it had what it took to be graded as Class A. So many people are waiting for him. He's not opening the store and he hasn't returned home. What is he thinking about? Li Qingru stood by the house and gazed at the store, clearly worried. There had to be at least hundreds of people waiting by the sides of the street, and yet it had been 10 days since Suaping had either gone home or opened the store. Li Qingru was worried. Our son has grown up. He knows what he is doing. Don't worry about him, Su Yuanshan comforted his wife. He, too, was wondering. Su Yuanshan shook his head and dragged his wife home. We too, the old married couple, should stay out of our son's business. So, you think I'm old? Nope. You're lying, you just lied to my face. You've changed. At the store, Suaping, who had spent 100 days in the cultivation sites, finally returned. He looked a bit older than he was 10 days prior and his clothes were in rags. He had just returned from a realm of elements. Even though his wounds had been cured, he did end up in an embarrassing state after the intense battles. Finally, I've finished the pet training. Suaping heaved a sigh. He kept on training the pets, day and night, and spent 100 days in the cultivation sites. The changes were obvious to him. The pets were not the only beneficiaries from the training, he was, too. Finally, I've reached the 9th rank. Sui Ping clenched his fist and his eyes glowed. He was officially at the 9th rank, the titled rank. He had become so much more powerful than before. Even beast kings would feel inferior to him. He could kill a common beast king at the ocean state with one punch, only using his physical strength. As for opponents at the titled rank, dealing with them would be a piece of cake for him. When he used the dutifully practiced Sin Cutter, Sui Ping was even able to fight a Fate State Beast King by himself and not die in the process. I've learned the rules of fire by myself. Sui Ping turned his palm upward, a ball of purple flames began to dance in his hand. He had learned the elementary rules of fire when he trained in a realm of fire. His training in the realm of thunder had enabled him to gain a deeper understanding of the rules of thunder, and he was close to reaching the next level. Besides, he had once mistakenly ingested some strange herbs when he was in a dragon realm, which had eventually increased his physical strength. Adding the solar bulwark, he could even fight an ocean state beast king relying on nothing else but his physical strength. Profound astral powers were stored in the cores of his cells. The vortices were quite large and solid. The heavens tests had helped in purifying his astral powers. Whenever he absorbed new astral powers, the pure astral powers inside him would automatically filter out the filth and impurities. Even though he was at the 9th rank, the strength of his astral powers could almost be compared to the ocean state. Sui Ping was very happy about his journey during the past 100 days. He extinguished the ball of flames in his palm, then, he felt a gaze on him. Joanna was staring at him and she seemed to be absent-minded. "What is it?" he asked. Joanna came back to her senses. She shook her head, but there was surprise in her eyes. She was no longer sure that she could beat Sui Ping in a fight. During the past days, she had been able to tell that he had progressed every time he returned from a cultivation site. Sui Ping was a different man than he was 10 days before. She was amazed by how fast he was able to develop. "Do you have an idea about how many days have passed?" Sui Ping asked. He dedicated himself to the training in the cultivation sites and had forgotten about the passage of time in reality. Joanna answered, "It's been 10 days since you started." 10 days? Sui Ping was surprised. He realized he had been visiting cultivation sites for more than 100 days. If he had spent 10 days training the pets, on average, he was only making 2.4 million energy points per day. That wasn't much better than before. It's true that there's no easy money. I'm merely making 2.4 million energy points per day, even when the titled battle pet warriors are using my most expensive services. Professional training requires too much energy and time. Sui Ping thought. He decided he had to improve his efficiency in professional training, but that was easier said than done. Whether he visited advanced cultivation sites or not did matter. He had to find the most suitable cultivation sites. As a matter of fact, powerful creatures would be everywhere and deaths would be constant in the best of the cultivation sites. That could also be a waste of time because there wouldn't be enough training when deaths came too often. Anyways, I am mostly glad about my personal progress. I believe I'm qualified to upgrade the store now, Sui Ping pondered. All of a sudden, he realized that his parents would surely be worried sick after being gone for 10 days. He exited the pet room and immediately saw Tang Ruyan and Zhong Lingtong, who were sitting on the couch. The two girls were in somewhat of a mess. Their hair was greasy and their spirits seemed to be low. The opening of the pet room alerted the two girls. They sat up at once and were happy to see Sui Ping come out from the pet room. "Finally, you're out of there," Tang Ruyan complained. Zhong Lingtong hurried to greet Sui Ping, but she must have become a stranger to walking because she almost twisted her ankle after she merely took a few steps. "What is that smell? You haven't showered for days, have you?" Sui Ping said. Tang Ruyan rolled her eyes. "What a mean thing to say. You're doomed to never find a girlfriend." You're the one to say. Tang Ruin said grumpily, you entered the pet room but you forgot all about us. We couldn't push the door open no matter how hard we tried. We would have starved to death if it weren't for the fact that you kept some snacks and ice creams in the store. Suo Ping realized he had made a grave mistake. Tang Ruin and Zhong Lingtong didn't have permission to control the store. They were no different than the people outside, according to the system. They couldn't enter the store nor leave by themselves. I am sorry. This is my bad, Suo Ping apologized. Go and take a shower. I will buy you a feast to make it up to you. Humph, Tang Ruin snorted. Sir, Zhong Lingtong said. Suo Ping rubbed her head. I'm sorry that you have suffered. I will make it up to you. Zhong Lingtong's eyes glowed. How? How about making you clean up the garbage you piled up? 211 Suo Ping joked, but he sincerely felt sorry. It was time to teach the girl some training skills. He planned on imparting her the complete elementary rules of fire. That way, she would be comparable to a 9th-rank trainer when training pets of the fire family. He would even give her the elementary agility talent in the future, not just yet. After all, an enlightening guide could develop a pet's intelligence. Some of the top trainers didn't even have that skill. That was his ace card. He would only teach her that when he found better ones. Once Suo Ping returned, everything else returned to normal. Suo Ping opened the store door, and a cloud of dust danced in the sunlight. Once he stepped out of the door, he noticed that many people were squatting by the street and many were advanced battle pet warriors. There were several titled battle pet warriors as well. To Suo Ping's surprise, he noticed that they didn't seem to be locals. Nice to meet you, sir. Some people failed to recognize Suo Ping while some were better informed. They immediately recognized that the young man was a super powerful battle pet warrior, the one who had defeated the otherworld heavenly king. People swiftly began to bow respectfully. The ones who had failed to recognize him shuddered in fear and hurried to bow to Suo Ping along with the others. Suo Ping was baffled. And you are? Sir, we have heard about your heroic deeds when you saved the people of Longjiang from the grave disasters. We are here to pay you a visit and express our respect to you. The middle-aged man named Zhao Ren took a step closer to Suo Ping. The others nodded in agreement. No wonder they didn't look like locals. They were all from other base cities. Suo Ping had to thank the otherworld heavenly king for his fame. You don't have to do this. I'm just a store owner. Don't gather around my door, you'll affect my business, Suo Ping said. Suo Ping was able to tell the purpose of their visit. They either hoped to befriend him or recruit him. He, for sure, would not join any forces because he himself was a force. He didn't need to get involved with others and it was against his wishes to have any other forces seeking interests under his name. Suo Ping went right back to his store after his reply. He was planning to go home and tell his parents that he was fine, but decided against it since there were too many people present. He didn't want to lure those people's attention to his parents, in case those people would befriend them first, eventually making things troublesome for his family. None of the people waiting outside were offended by Suo Ping's departure. That was what a legendary battle pet warrior should do. Those advanced warriors, and even the titled warriors had been waiting there for days and they had been left unattended. But they still thought that was normal. After all, Suo Ping was a legendary battle pet warrior. People peeped into the door but no one dared to set their feet inside. The two dragon statues outside were very lifelike and quite powerful, as if two beast kings were really there. A lightning rat was crouching by one of the statues. People lost interest when they saw it was a low-rank lightning rat, they just thought that the rat didn't have any intelligence since it couldn't even feel the pressure from the dragon statue. I didn't know that he was so young. I almost said the wrong words but I didn't. Good for me. Those who had failed to recognize that Suo Ping was the legendary battle pet warrior were quite distressed. If they would have talked to Suo Ping while assuming great airs, they would have directly offended him, he could have slapped them to death and no one would say a thing. As a matter of fact, their families would have to go there later and apologize to Suoping on their behalf. Across the street, Qin Dehuang was sipping tea on the second floor. He stood up the moment Suoping opened the door and was about to descend to say hello when Suoping went back in. Qin Dehuang went back to his seat. The Longjiang base city's economy was booming and he had reached the legendary rank. The business and trades of the Qin family were carried out smoothly while having him in the family. The Qins had moved miles ahead of the other four major families, the latter were no longer able to compete against them. As such, even though he was the leader of such a great family, Qin Dehuang barely had anything to do. All he needed to do was to say the word to sort out certain past disputes or contentions over some businesses. After all, the fact that Qin Dehuang had reached the legendary rank was well known to everyone in the upper class of the Longjiang base city. No one could afford to hinder the Qin family's businesses anymore. It's been merely 10 days since I last saw Mr. Su and I think he has developed much more already, Qin Dehuang contemplated, his eyes narrowed. An old man who was sitting with Qin Dehuang sounded surprised. How can you sense this? As far as I can tell, his momentum seems even weaker than before. I would have mistaken him for a common man on the street. Qin Dehuang shook his head. This is where you're wrong. He has merged better with the world. I have to say that I cannot defeat him even if I were to merge with my pet. The old man was even more astounded. Qin Dehuang was a legendary battle pet warrior and his strength would be more than doubled when he was merged with his Beast King pet. How could he say that he wouldn't defeat Suoping even in that state? Battle pet warriors were usually weaker than their battle pets and that was a general rule that would apply to Suoping as well. Mr. Su is going to open the store for business. Go and tell our guys to hurry up and get a spot. Mr. Su was surely training pets while he closed the store. Many people know Mr. Su now, and more are coming to the Longjiang base city. If they were to find that there's a top trainer in Suoping's store, they will all rush over to try. We will forever lose our chances if one day Mr. Su gets bored and doesn't want to run the store anymore, Qin Dehuang added. The old man understood immediately. That was a fact. Since he was such a stunning battle pet warrior, Suoping was surely opening the store purely out of interest. No matter how many times Suoping had claimed he was serious. No one believed him. They had to make the best of it while Suoping was still interested in running a store. After all, the pet training effects in Suoping's store were marvelous. When titled battle pet warriors wanted to ask a top trainer in the Holy Light base city to train their battle pets, they would usually have to rely on some connections and spend a large amount of money. On the other hand, training in Suoping's store was fast, cheap, and amazing. I'll get right on it, the old man replied. Suoping went back inside and called the masters of the 24 pets to go and pick up their battle pets. While he waited for their arrival, someone gingerly walked up the stairs. The one walking at the front was a middle-aged man and two suited fellows working as entourage were trailing behind. Still, even those two were at the titled rank. Suoping was a bit surprised but didn't think much of it. After the three went inside the store, he asked, "How can I help you?" "We offer pet training and various kinds of pet food." The middle-aged man explained himself, "Sir, I'm not here to buy anything. I'm the mayor of the Hanjinj base city and I just came here to express my appreciation. Thank you for telling Venerable the Blade to help us." Eai Suoping remembered the piece of news he had seen. "How is your city doing? Are you safe now?" "Yes, sir, we are quite safe." The mayor turned his hand over and two boxes appeared out of nowhere. "Sir, I have been asking around and came to know that you're searching for certain materials. I took the liberty to get that list. It just so happens that we had two of those materials in our base city, one in our inventory and the other one belonged to the Shen family. Their family had asked me to bring it to you as a gesture of appreciation." Suoping's eyes glowed. He had been searching for materials he needed for the solar bulwark but he had not received any updates. Then the mayor of Hanjinj base city had suddenly given him two of them. What a pleasant surprise! "Thanks, Suaping said at once. He received the 2 boxes. Indeed, they were 2 materials he needed and both had been perfectly preserved. Thank you very much, Suaping expressed his appreciation again. The mayor was glad that Suaping liked the gift. This is just a minor gesture. Sir, I'm glad you liked it. If we find other materials, we will get them to you. Suaping nodded. He was grateful. Venerable the Blade decided to help the Hanchinj base city on his own, and Suaping was going to sell the Swamp War Crocodile to Venerable the Blade anyway. But the Hanchinj base city mayor had paid him a visit to thank him. Suaping felt humbled. Sir, we won't waste more of your time. The mayor was ready to leave. Suaping asked, I have an average Beast King on sale. Do you want it? The Beast King he spoke of was a dragon he had captured with the beast catching ring while he was training the dragons. The chances of catching a Beast King with an advanced beast catching ring were not high, but Suaping had noticed that the chances would be greatly elevated if the Beast King was barely breathing after wasting some beast catching rings to try but fail to capture dragons at the Fate State. Suaping used the last one to capture an Ocean State dragon with a combat strength of around 16. The mayor was baffled. He's selling me a Beast King dragon? He wondered if he was hallucinating. He suddenly remembered what Venerable the Blade said to him. It turned out that having Beast Kings on sale was not a joke. This legendary battle pet warrior was indeed selling Beast Kings. The mayor gulped. Sir, are you sure you have a Beast King on sale? I wonder, what the price is like. The price will be 180 million, Suaping stated. The mayor felt dizzy. So did the 2 standing behind him. All 3 were overwhelmed by disbelief. What a cheap price for a Beast King! If he did have Beast Kings of his own, why would he keep the Inferno Dragon and that strange dog with him? They couldn't understand this, and that was always the case when it came to Suaping. Therefore, the 2 girls had long given up on the attempt to find the answer. They were just a couple of innocent onlookers in that place. Amid disbelieving stares, Suaping stepped to the door and summoned the dragon he had captured and added to the list of battle pets on sale. The price was 180 million. Boom! The dragon that was dozens of meters tall landed on the street and its wings extended over the roofs on both sides of the street, blotting out the sun. The vicious energy of a Beast King dragon stunned everyone present. Many people narrowed their eyes in astonishment. Beast King! The advanced battle pet warriors were scared out of their wits. A Beast King was right in front of them. How shocking! Even the titled battle pet warriors were barely able to hold back the urge to scream in fear. Their blood was freezing. They were afraid the dragon would kill them if they made a slight movement. What? Across the street, on the second floor, Qin Duhuang was surprised by the sudden appearance of a dragon. The next second, he felt something. Is that? Whoosh! He rushed to Suaping's store. The strong energy that came from him allowed him to squeeze through the crowd and reach Suaping's door easily. Qin Duhuang found himself by the foot of the Beast King. Even if he was a legendary battle pet warrior, Qin Duhuang still felt some pressure from this Beast King, which was like that of the Storm Scorpion, or even stronger. After all, dragons were the most powerful beasts. Do you want it? Suaping asked the mayor. The mayor was still staring at the legs of the dragon. He could not see the dragon as a whole since he was standing inside the store. Still, he was sure that the energy of the Beast King was making his blood freeze. Buy it. The mayor was dumbfounded. I can get the Beast King for 180 million astral coins. Really? It's not a joke? Are you sure that I can buy it? The mayor felt compelled to ask again. He was worried that it would be some sort of a test devised by Suaping, and that agreeing to buy it would make him look too arrogant and Suaping would belittle him for that. Buying a Beast King for 180 million was like asking for the moon. Of course I'm sure, Suaping reassured the mayor. Now that you're at my store, you are my customer. Pay the bill. I don't do transactions on credit. Suaping sounded so calm that it seemed that he wasn't talking about a beast king. The mayor made up his mind. Yes, I will take it. I will take it even if the price were 10 times higher. Sir, thank you. Just 180 million. I don't accept extra money, pay the bill. The QR code is printed on the counter, Suaping said. The mayor saw the QR code. He scanned the code and transferred 180 million to Suaping. He wanted to transfer 200 million to Suaping directly. But on second thought, he wondered if that would please Suaping at all. Such a person would not value such a small sum of money. The young man was basically giving the Beast King to him for free. Since Suaping had made it clear that the price was 180 million, giving 200 million would not be a smart thing to do. Soon, the mayor transferred the money. Suaping heard a ring on his phone. All right, go ahead and establish the contract. By the way, once you buy a pet in my store, you cannot willfully cancel the contract within a 10-year period. You will have to come to me and explain the reason, then cancel the contract after you have my permission. Do you agree to these terms? The mayor nodded without hesitation. Yes, I do. Honestly. This was a beast king. Why would he cancel the contract in his sane mind? The mayor found the rule unnecessary, but he didn't think too much of it. After all, the big shots were prone to develop some peculiarities. As a matter of fact, people were all peculiar. It was just that those who weren't big shots were afraid to show them. Go ahead, Suaping said. Right then, Qin Duhuang entered the store. Mr. Su, long time no see. You must have taken a lot of trouble for my people, Qin Duhuang said with a smile. He was referring to the Qin family elder that was there for pet training. It's my job, answered Suaping. Qin Duhuang had noticed the mayor but didn't recognize the man. He just noted that he was at the titled rank and seemed to be a man of influence. Qin Duhuang cut to the chase at once. Mr. Su, this dragon is on sale. Suaping added, just sold. Qin Duhuang was gloating after hearing the first two words and was disappointed by the last two words. He turned to the man standing by Suaping. That man was surely the buyer. I was one step too late, Qin Duhuang produced a forced smile. Although disappointed, he managed to hide it. It was Suaping's right to sell the battle pets to anyone he liked, and Qin Duhuang knew he couldn't have asked Suaping for privileges. The mayor was surprised. Too late? So, this man was also trying to buy the battle pet? The mayor then recognized that the old guy was Qin Duhuang, the leader of the Qin family. Dozens of years in the past, Qin Duhuang had been a famous titled battle pet warrior, just like Venerable the Blade. He later retired to oversee his family and gradually lost his fame. Still, not too long ago, he had reached the legendary rank. He had attracted much attention after breaking through. Mr. Qin, it is my honor to meet you, the mayor said at once. He was curious. It appeared that this wasn't Qin Duhuang's first time in the store to buy a beast king. That had to be the case with Venerable the Blade as well. The mayor was stunned speechless. He stole a glance at Suaping. How many beast kings had this man sold? Are you the mayor of the Hanchinj Bay City, Mr. Zhang? Finally, Qin Duhuang recognized the man. After all, the Qin family would keep information about Bay City mayors entitled battle pet warriors. The mayor smiled. Mr. Zhang, you are one lucky man, Qin Duhuang exclaimed. He was a bit envious. He had been living across the street and yet that mayor had beat him to it, while he even wasn't from that Bay City. But Qin Duhuang didn't bother over that fact because he could tell that Suaping had meant to sell the Beast King to someone else. Qin Duhuang was afraid that complaining would upset Suaping. The mayor also realized that buying the Beast King could make others envious. He expressed his thanks again, and as Suaping instructed, he went outside to sign a contract with the dragon. The sheer size of the dragon frightened the mayor when he saw it whole. He even wondered if he would be able to sign the contract, and if the dragon would fight back. After all, it was a beast king, and a healthy one at that. Generally speaking, a titled battle pet warrior would technically be unable to establish a contract with such a beast king. The mayor tried with care and soon the contract was smoothly built. The dragon would not fight back while the pressure from the system was in effect. It would stay loyal to its master, to begin with. The dragon would only fight back if the mayor were to act abusively or anger it on purpose. Those standing on the street were stunned speechless at how the mayor signed the contract without any difficulties. People had assumed that it was Suo Ping's pet when the dragon came out. However, a titled battle pet warrior had become the master of that dragon, right in front of them. What happened? Whoosh! 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 Several people arrived. They were the elders of the Mu family and the other major families. The elders noticed they were too late, once they noticed that the dragon had already taken a master. They were afraid that their family heads were going to blame them for not acting faster. Mr. Su, you've sold another beast king. The Ye family elder smiled fawningly. The Lu family elder asked about the unfamiliar man, and you are? The mayor was still in a daze after the contract was finalized and the new consciousness appeared in his. A dream had come true. The question pulled him back into reality. The man asked to probe for information. As such, the mayor decided not to reply. He didn't want more people to find out that he wasn't from the Longjiang base city. Mr. Su, thank you. The mayor turned around and bowed to Suo Ping. That was how he expressed the magnitude of his gratitude. I'm merely doing business. You don't have to thank me, Suo Ping said, I'm the one who should be thanking you, for the materials. Sir, you are very welcome. Suo Ping didn't indulge in small talk. He went back inside. Qin Dehuang and the other family elders realized that Suo Ping had purposefully sold the Beast King to that man because he had provided some materials Suo Ping needed. They remembered the materials Suo Ping had asked them to find for him. They then realized they had found a great way to get Beast Kings. The ones standing outside on the street were so stunned that they couldn't close their mouths. Suo Ping sold that Beast King? A Beast King? The onlookers gulped. The words pet store above the door felt offending to the eyes. It was a pet store run by a legendary battle pet warrior. The mayor rode the dragon with his 2 men right after he said his thanks. Even though he was the current source of envy since he had nabbed the Beast King, no one would eagerly follow him to snatch the dragon from him. A titled battle pet warrior with a Beast King could be regarded as a fate challenger. Fate challengers usually came once in a few hundred years and yet, just then, a man had become one. He had the power of a legendary battle pet warrior. Since the battle pet was gone, Qin Dehuang said goodbye, dejected and disappointed. The other family elders also left, they had to wait for another chance. Suo Ping waited for a while but no one went to pick up their pets. However, about 30 minutes later, those who were waiting outside the store suddenly swarmed in. They first greeted Suo Ping. Sir, I heard that you offer pet training services. We're here to have our pets trained, a middle-aged man asked, smiling fawningly. They had been afraid to go in at first. They later obtained some information from the locals and understood that Suo Ping's store offered pet training services. Of course, their primary goal was not to have their pets trained, they mainly wanted to get closer to Suo Ping. If they could get a Beast King like the one they had just seen, their trip over would have been more than worthwhile. Sure. Suo Ping said calmly, I'm fine with you if you come here for my services. I do not only offer pet training but pet food as well. Be my guest and take a look. My products have the highest quality. Of course. Sir, your pet store must be the best there is. All of them tried to butter Suo Ping up. He wasn't in the mood to correct them anymore. Those people looked around and many wanted to leave upon learning the prices. They had anticipated that the prices in a store run by a legendary battle pet warrior would be high, but they didn't know that the prices could be that steep. Training one advanced pet would cost 100 million. Just training, not buying one. The highest market price for a 9th-rank adult dragon would be 100 million, unless the dragon was at the peak of the 9th rank and had a rare bloodline. Training would do nothing more than improve the pet a little bit. While Suiping was a legendary battle pet warrior, he hadn't been recognized as a trainer. Asking for such a whooping price was unacceptable to many people. While some decided to quit, some chose to spend money to forge a friendship. Some paid the 100 million, although it pained their hearts to do so. Suiping understood what people were thinking, but he didn't care. He would convince his customers with his work, not his mouth. While he was busy taking care of his customers, a girl in her 20s noticed Tang Ruyan, who was helping receive the customers. She had to take a closer look to be sure that it was indeed Tang Ruyan. The girl stepped out from the line and a titled battle pet warrior hurried to fetch her. "Miss, what are you doing?" The old man sounded nervous. Suiping was behind the counter. The old man was worried that his young lady's rash behavior would upset that legendary battle pet warrior. The girl ran to Tang Ruyan and asked, "Ruyan, is it really you?" Tang Ruyan was bored because everyone was behaving and there was no order for her to uphold. She was surprised by the girl that ran to her. "Xiao Meng, what are you doing here?" And the girl named Xiao Meng was excited. "It is you. I knew I was right. What are you doing here? I heard from the Tang family that you were dead. I wanted to go to your memorial but they said no outsiders were allowed." Tang Ruyan produced a forced smile. "I'm dead to them, as far as the Tang family is concerned." "Why? What happened?" Xiao Meng asked. Tang Ruyan shook her head. "Nothing. What are you doing here? You are the most precious to your family. I cannot believe you were allowed out of your family territory." The Xiao Meng girl was a young lady of the Xia family and Tang Ruyan's friend. "Nice to meet you, Lady Tang," the old man behind Xia Yuman said in a low voice. He also stole a glance at Suiping and was relieved that he didn't mind their little interactions. Tang Ruyan found the old man's fear of Suiping amusing. Having spent so much time with him, Tang Ruyan no longer found Suiping intimidating. "I'm no longer the young lady of the Tang family. You don't have to do this." "You're not." Xia Yuman stared at Tang Ruyan, bewildered. Tang Ruyan was not in the mood to talk about the past unhappiness. "Let's not talk about this. Since you're here, why don't you stay for a couple of days? I will show you around after I finish my shift. I can ask for a leave from my boss." Xia Yuman failed to locate a response. The old man was just as baffled. Asking for a leave from the boss? Does she mean the legendary battle pet warrior? So, Tang Ruyan was working for a legendary battle pet warrior. The girl and the old man looked at each other, surprised. They remembered how they saw Tang Ruyan was trying to keep order in the store. The young lady of the Tang family who was rumored to have died was working for a legendary battle pet warrior, and she claimed that she was no longer part of the Tang family. So, had the Tang family devised a different plan for her? If so, had they stumbled upon a big secret of the Tang family? Xia Yuman was concerned. She didn't want too many complications in her relationship with Tang Ruyan. She was about to turn down Tang Ruyan's offer when she thought of something. "Ruyan, the Tang family is in trouble. Did you know that?" "What?" Tang Ruyan turned pale. Xia Yuman was surprised since Tang Ruyan had been kept in the dark. She explained. "I heard that the Tang family offended someone horrifying. It happened recently. Something went wrong when your family head was cultivating and was badly wounded. That information was somehow leaked. Right now, the Situ family, the Wang family, and other families were giving the Tang family a hard time. I believe they're going to join hands." Tang Ruyan could not believe that. The Situ family and the Wang family were two of the four ancient families. Any one of them was able to compete with the Tang family. The four ancient families were quite similar in strength. Tang Ruyan's heart skipped a beat and wore a grave expression. She wondered if her father would acknowledge her, the useless girl, as his daughter at all. Anyway, the Tang family was in distress, with the two enemy families and her father wounded. Ruin, you didn't know. Xia Yuman stared at the girl who just a moment before had said that she wanted to show her around the base city. Xia Yuman could hardly believe Tang Ruyan's ignorance of the matter. Xia Yuman was unable to understand why Tang Ruyan had been kept in the dark. Tang Ruyan came back to her senses. She didn't explain to her best friend. After a moment of silence, Tang Ruyan turned around. Su Ping was still taking notes of his customers. Tang Ruyan made up her mind. Xiao Meng, she said, thank you for telling me this. I'm sorry but I cannot keep you company. I have to go back. Don't worry about that. But, you must be careful if you're determined to go back. Xiao Yuman was worried. She would not and could not stop Tang Ruyan from going back to aid her family. Tang Ruyan stepped to the counter. Su Ping had just finished writing something down when he heard Tang Ruyan's voice. Su. Yes. Su Ping looked at her. I want to take a couple of days off, Tang Ruyan whispered. Su Ping was surprised. Why was she asking for a leave? What for? Nothing. I just want to take a couple of days off, Tang Ruyan murmured. She didn't want to get Su Ping involved in that mess. What do you think this place is? I won't grant that request if you cannot give me a rational reason. Su Ping turned her down. The customers waiting in line stared at Tang Ruyan in surprise. This girl worked for Su Ping? How audacious of her! She was asking for leave without giving any reason to that legendary battle pet warrior, and she sounded so bold as she did so. Tang Ruyan was speechless. My friend is here. I want to take some days off and show her around. She pointed to Xia Yuman. Xia Yuman immediately put on a cute smile and waved at Su Ping. The titled ranked old man standing behind Xia Yuman was nervous. He forced a smile on his face and nodded to Su Ping. Su Ping raised his eyebrows. The spots are going to be filled soon, you can get off work by then. You don't have to ask for any leave if you want to keep your friend company. You can just show her around after work. How long do you think you need? Tang Ruyan answered after a second of silence. I want to take 2 to 3 days off. I want to be with her for a longer time and I don't want to be here all day long. She clenched her fingers when she said the last sentence. Those familiar with her knew that was a sign of her lying. You don't want to stay here. Su Ping frowned. He sized her up and down and he noted her clenched fingers. Tell me the truth. What are you going to do? Why do you need 3 days off? Who's going to help me with the customers if you're not here? Never mind, I don't want to hear it from you. You two, please come over for a second. Nervously and gingerly, Xia Yuman and the old man worked up the courage and stepped closer. Nice to meet you, sir, the two said with respect. They gazed at Su Ping on tenterhooks. The old man regretted not stopping his miss. He was afraid that Su Ping would also vent his anger on them because of Tang Ruyan. The Xia family could not afford to upset a legendary battle pet warrior, nor the Tang family for that matter. Is she asking for 3 days off to keep you company? Su Ping asked. The two didn't feel at ease under Su Ping's stare. At this moment, Su Ping no longer looked like an average young man, his dignity made them feel reverent. Don't scare them, Tang Ruyan said in a hurry. Xia Yuman turned pale once she felt she was the target. She felt she would be torn apart for the slightest movement. That honest feeling of danger nearly stopped her heart. The old man was drenched in a cold sweat. Naturally, he wouldn't want to lie to a legendary battle pet warrior. Sir, please do not be mad at us. Lady Tang wants to go back to see her family, it has nothing to do with us. Sir, please forgive me. I've said what I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. He wanted to take the blame for his miss. If Su Ping were to punish someone, he could take the fall. At the very least, the Xia family would be safe. Going back to see the Tang family. Surprised, Sua Ping turned to Tang Ruyan. Why? He asked. Tang Ruyan was unhappy since her lie had been detected. While fearing to look into Sua Ping's eyes, the girl lowered her head. The Tang family is in distress. I have to go. But the Tang family has banished you. You're no longer a person of the Tang family. Sua Ping looked into her eyes. Sua Ping still remembered it vividly, as if it had merely happened the day before. During the Supremacy League, he had met Tang Ruyan's younger sister, the current future family head of the Tang family. She sounded so calm when she said, "If she upsets you, kill her." Sua Ping couldn't bring himself to forgive that girl for saying those cruel words. Tang Ruyan raised her head. Composed, she claimed, "But I still have the Tang family's blood in me. I know they never treated me as one of them, but I'm from the Tang family nonetheless. I don't care if they don't acknowledge me. Facts are facts." Sua Ping was shaken. Suddenly, there was a radiant glow around the girl. "Are you saying that you have decided?" he asked. "Yes. I have to go." "What kind of distress? What can you do if you go there?" Tang Ruyan answered with silence. She was at the 7th rank. Even though she had qualified battle pets that could increase her strength, it was the Situ and Wang families that she had to deal with. Advanced battle pet warriors meant nothing to them. She wouldn't be of much help even if she were at the titled rank. "If I cannot live with them, let me be buried with them." Finally, Tang Ruyan gave her answer. Sua Ping was touched. She was more determined than he had expected. "Now that you're on a suicidal mission, it gives me more reasons to stop you from going back." Sua Ping patted her head. "You are my temporary employee. If you died, where should I go and find another? You mentioned that you didn't want to stay here all day long. Hey, what do you know? I like forcing people to do what they don't want to do. So, from today on, be prepared to spend all of your time here." Tang Ruyan answered with a bitter smile, "If I can survive it, I will come back." "You will as long as you want to." Sua Ping waved his hand. "I will tell my battle pet to go with you. Let's revisit the matter later. Today, just do your work." Tang Ruyan's eyes glowed with hope. Did he just say he's going to lend me his battle pet? She knew very well how stunning Sua Ping's battle pets were. His battle pets were as mighty as beast kings. If she could go back with a beast king, it would be of great help to the Tang family. "Thank you," Tang Ruyan said, lowering her voice. Sua Ping motioned her to step away. Tang Ruyan went back to her post without further ado. The customers around them had heard the conversation and glued curious glances on her. If they had heard correctly, the Tang family they were talking about had to be one of the 4 ancient families. Some with a wilder imagination had worked out the story. They could not believe that the girl working for a legendary battle pet warrior was from the Tang family. Since the legendary battle pet warrior was going to help her and lend her a battle pet, those forces that were going after the Tang family were in for a disaster. Soon, the system alerted Sua Ping that all spots had been taken, including the nursing pens. Sua Ping put down his pen and made the announcement. "We don't have any room left. Please come next time." The customers were surprised to find that no more room left was a thing. Other stores would never turn down any customers. The customers found an explanation when connecting the fact that Sua Ping was a legendary battle pet warrior. They were still under the conviction that running the store was not Sua Ping's focus in his life, but his pastime. As for making more money, a legendary battle pet warrior didn't need money. The customers, although disappointed, had to leave. Afterward, Sua Ping told Tang Ruyan, the girl, and the old man to approach him. "You told Tang Ruyan about the Tang family's troubles, right? Spare no details. What happened? How long has the Tang family been in trouble?" As they stood in front of Sua Ping, Xia Yuman and the old man could not help but tremble. Xia Yuman found the courage eventually. "Sir, I heard from others as well. The Situ family and the Wang family are working together. Several days ago, they started to strike the Tang family's businesses and companies. I heard that those two families are not going to stop there, they will probably launch a military attack in the next few days. Su Ping raised his eyebrows. The Situ family and the Wang family? So, the matter is limited to the four ancient families. Do you know what got the two families to work together on this strike? Xia Yuman answered, although gingerly, I think it is because the Tang family head got hurt while cultivating. Su Ping noticed that Tang Ruyan was wearing a worried expression. He shook his head. Since it's one of the four ancient families, the sole fact that the family head was wounded would not give the two families enough reason to strike. After all, they had been on good terms until then. There must be another reason for that sudden strike. Even if the family head was hurt, the family would have others in command. The family head is at the peak of the titled rank at best. He's not the true reason. Xia Yuman turned pale. I do not dare to lie to you, sir. This is what I heard. The old man was also agitated. Sir, our Miss and Ruyan are best friends. We would not dare to fool her. I'm willing to swear on my title. Su Ping waved his hand. Do calm down. I'm not saying that you've lied to her. I am merely pointing out that there are other reasons for this. It's not surprising that you may not know. Either way, they're not going to fool around with the next strike. They must have orchestrated the strike while being certain of a victorious outcome. Tang Ruyan suddenly came back to her senses. Su Ping's analysis scared her. The Tang family had an artifact that was strong enough to kill beast kings. The Situ family and the Wang family knew this well, they had known the Tang family for quite a long time. The only explanation was that the Situ and Wang families had acquired something that could render the Tang family artifact ineffective, and they had found a reason to decide that the Tang family had to go. Tang Ruyan's mind felt heavy. She looked at Su Ping, wishing to speak but stopped on second thought. If Su Ping could go and help her, given his influence, no matter how long the Sidus and the Wangs had been planning together, they would have to give up. However, Su Ping was a legendary battle pet warrior. Why would he help her and the Tang family? The Tangs had sent armies to attack Su Ping's store. The two parties had a dispute once. Even though everything had ended with the Tang family issuing an apology and offering Su Ping treasures, who was to say that Su Ping had indeed moved past that? What is the situation like in the Tang family territory? Su Ping asked. Xia Yuman answered candidly, the Tang family is located in the Yedu base city, which has entered a state of emergency and is carefully screening people coming from other base cities. The Situ family and the Wang family are still calm at the moment. I don't know when they will initiate the battle. However, the Tang family has already called back all of the members stationed in other base cities. Tang Ruyan turned paler upon hearing that, but she kept her head low so no one would see the pain on her face. Su Ping cast her a glance. He would rather not let her go back because the Tang family had shunned her. He tried to persuade her but failed. As such, he thought he might as well let her go to let her have a closure on the matter. I believe it will be fast. After some thought, Su Ping said to Xia Yuman and the old man with her, thank you very much for telling me this. You can go back if you have other business to attend to. The old man thanked Su Ping and hurried to leave with Xia Yuman. Staying there with Su Ping was too stressful for them. That left Su Ping with Tang Ruyan and Zhong Lingtong in the store. I'll have Frosty go with you. You'll come back alive at the very least, Su Ping said to Tang Ruyan. Which one is Frosty? Tang Ruyan was confused. Su Ping summoned the little skeleton. He ended up naming the skeleton Frosty. At first, Su Ping had thought the Inferno Dragon would have been enough, it would have been a big threat for any of the four ancient families. However, he then learned that two of the families were working together. Fearing that the two families had some trump card, Su Ping decided that the little skeleton was a safer bet because he wouldn't be there with her. Not even the otherworld heavenly king would be able to kill the little skeleton. Its ability to stay alive had been tested in the realm of purple blood dragons. Those purple blood dragons at the Fate realm had had a hard time trying to kill his pet. Tang Ruyan was overjoyed. She knew that of all of Sua Ping's battle pets, the fragile-looking little skeleton was in fact the most powerful. Thank you. She could find no other words, and saying thank you was not enough to express her gratitude. She would have to remember his kind gesture. Listen, dear, go with the ant here and take care of her. Don't let her die. Sua Ping patted the little skeleton's smooth skull. Tang Ruyan. The little skeleton took a few seconds to digest this information. The little skeleton nodded after a while. It seemed that the little skeleton needed to check its reflexes. Sua Ping was used to that by then. Even though the little skeleton was not the best communicator, it was the best fighter, his most violent battle pet. Kill anyone and anything trying to harm her, Sua Ping added. The little skeleton nodded. Sua Ping smiled. As she looked at Tang Ruyan, he remembered that the Zhong family had once given him some herbs that could increase his astral powers. He had never used them and would no longer need them since he had reached the 9th rank, thanks to the Ashura king's blood and the herbs he had found in the dragon realms. Those herbs were suitable for those at the 7th or 8th rank. Your rank is too low. Any titled battle pet warrior could kill you with attacks across space. The little skeleton cannot keep an eye on you at all times. I have some herbs. Take them and try to break through to the 8th rank, Sua Ping said as he took out the herbs from his storage space. Tang Ruyan was speechless. She had become used to Sua Ping's poisonous words. She did worry because of her 7th rank. She had once been proud of her achievement, she had done excellently when compared to all her peers. She prided herself of being a talent. However, after meeting Sua Ping the Freak, including the titled and even the legendary battle pet warriors, she realized that the 7th rank was nothing. Will it take too much time? What if by the time I go back, the Tang family has already been? Tang Ruyan voiced her concern. Sua Ping rolled his eyes at her. Don't overthink. Your friend said they haven't started the battle yet. They're all pretty big families, and even if they have indeed started, the battle would not end that quickly. If you are worried, I suggest you do not waste another second. He tossed her the herbs. Tang Ruyan thought for a while and realized that Sua Ping's words made sense. She took the herbs with her to the test room. Sua Ping told Zhong Lingtong to fetch him the notebook so that he could categorize the pets according to the information. Sua Ping was thrilled when he checked the number of energy points. He had made 68 million energy points that day. All the customers had chosen training for advanced pets and most had even selected professional training. He had 90 million energy points in total. Another 10 million and he would have 100 million energy points. Sua Ping could hardly believe that. Of course, it would take a long time to train all the pets. That was why he was unable to go with Tang Ruyan. For one thing, he didn't like the Tang family. Besides, he was too busy. The little skeleton alone would do. It would at least keep Tang Ruyan safe. As for the survival of the Tang family, that was not Sua Ping's concern. Upgrade the store. Sua Ping said to himself. That would cost him 10 million energy points. To upgrade the store to the 4th level would require 1 billion energy points. Over 100 times more than the current upgrade. Checking. The first requirement was fulfilled. The second requirement was fulfilled. The third requirement was fulfilled. Initiating store upgrade. Upgrade process will last for 24 hours. The system will be under maintenance in the meantime. Only elementary to advanced cultivation sites will be available. Top-level cultivation sites will be closed for the time being. Deducting energy points. Upgrade initiated. Sua Ping raised his eyebrows when he heard those messages. System, why do you need to be maintained? I thought you were the smartest system. Maintenance means rest. The system is tired from keeping an eye on a useless host the entire time, the system refuted. So Ping was surprised that the system had learned poisonous words. Where did the system get that from? The divinities usually enjoyed complex environments that were rich in many elements. Apart from creatures like the little skeleton, all the other creatures could be trained in such divinities. One day passed in reality. But Suiping had spent 10 days in a divinity realm. The 4 battle pets he had taken with him had grown to have above-average aptitude. A few more days and the 4 battle pets training would be completed. The divine energy is fusing better and better with the Sin Cutter. Suiping had been absorbing divine energy during the past 10 days, and was also attempting to use the divine energy when he performed the Sin Cutter attack to increase the strength of the latter. It was a good idea, but he didn't get off to a good start. The Ashura energy repelled the divine energy. The 2 opposing types of energy had torn him apart before he even drew his sword. After dozens of deaths and many attempts during the 10 days, finally, he was able to add some divine energy when he used the Sin Cutter. Just like he had hoped, the skill became more powerful than before. But he would have to make more attempts to improve upon the integration. The upgrade had been completed by the time he returned to his store. Suiping pulled up a visual of the entire store area. The 3D model of the store appeared in his mind. The extra properties he had purchased before had officially become part of the store. Almost all the places on that side of the street were his. His store covered up a much larger area than before. The storefront was as large as a ballroom. The spacious lobby could house hundreds of people inside. The ceiling was over 100 meters high. Even the giant battle pets could stand there easily. It was a magnificent building. Suiping also saw a display room for pets on sale or available for rent. The display room occupied almost half of the entire space. All the pets for sale and for rent would be placed on some display stands with introductions about them on the side. This would aid the customers to easily determine which one they liked. The total number of nursing pens has increased to 40 from the previous 20, and the spots in the storage space were increased to 80. I can take 120 pets in total. The nursing pens can be upgraded to advanced nursing pens. Suiping walked around the store, which had become more sumptuous. He pulled up the systems shop in his mind. The systems shop was currently at the 3rd level as well, and he was able to see 6 items displayed on one page. Black Tortoise Shield, Elementary Divine Skill 1 million energy points. Blood of Feather Dragon, Material 0.62 million energy points. Advanced Beast Catching Ring, Enhanced version 500,000 energy points. Suiping's eyes glowed. The first item was an elementary divine skill. Even though it was an elementary one, that was a divine skill nonetheless. Most of the items in the shop would cost hundreds of thousands of energy points and the cheapest one would cost 200,000 energy points. The odds of catching a Beast King with this enhanced advanced beast catching ring is 30%. Suiping eagerly bought the ring. The original advanced beast catching ring merely had a 10% chance of capturing a Beast King. When he was down on his luck, he could even use 10 rings and would not even get one Beast King. The enhanced version of the ring would cost a lot more, but the odds were much greater. According to Suiping's experience, if he could hurt a Beast King first and then use the enhanced version of the ring, he believed that the odds of capturing it could be increased to 50 or 60%. That would be amazing. After all, the Beast King could be at the Ocean State or even the Fate State. He could even capture one at the peak of the Fate State with the enhanced version. This is awesome. Maybe, I can tell Joanna to send someone to beat up a Beast King at the peak of the Fate State next time I go to the Demigod Burial. I can sell it for several hundred million if I can capture one and sell it here. What a great deal! Suiping was excited. He couldn't sign a contract with a pet at the peak of the Fate State. He would have to put it on the side for the moment, or sell it, and only those at the Void State would have such a pet. I'm going to take the Black Tortoise Shield as well. He didn't even hesitate. Since he had more than 80 million energy points left, spending 1 million was nothing. Soon, a golden glow appeared in his mind. The system was asking if he wanted to take the skill right away. So Ping couldn't transfer the skills he bought from the system's shop to anyone else, unless he were to teach someone verbally after having mastered the skill. Yes. Soon after, a gush of information swarmed into So Ping's mind. In a daze, So Ping saw a huge black tortoise standing on the ground, and there were strange patterns on its shell, seemingly describing mysterious rules. The patterns grew and grew until they submerged So Ping. He came back to his senses the next second. He could still see some of the lines and patterns. He thought he had learned something, but he didn't understand a thing, all at the same time. He subconsciously began to mobilize his astral powers, which moved along a strange line in the vortexes. Sing! All of a sudden, a golden glow burst out from him. The strange patterns he had seen on the black tortoise had been inscribed on him. The golden glow formed a shield. As he stared at the shield, he tried to land a punch on himself. His fist was bounced off and the shield remained undamaged. So Ping was able to tell that there was a cycle of astral powers between the shield and himself. He had used quite a lot of strength in that punch, and yet it didn't damage the shield at all. He had ascertained that the shield would at least be able to fend off a strike from a Beast King. Amazing! While he was merely at the titled rank, he was already able to raise a shield with his astral powers, one that was strong enough to withstand the strike of a Beast King. I'll find out the shield's limit in the test room. So Ping said to himself. He was able to tell that the shield was much stronger than his current perception. But before that, he would have to ransack the system's shop. Apart from the skill and the beast catching ring, So Ping could use other items but wasn't in dire need of them. For example, the dragon blood could convert an impure dragon bloodline into a pure one of the feather dragon species. It was said that feather dragons had fate state bloodline and that there was a chance that a feather dragon could develop further and reach the star rank. But that was just a legend. The odds of succeeding in reality was small. I wonder how many energy points I can get if I sell it. So Ping was curious. The selling price is the same as the price you pay here, the system answered. Have you finished your maintenance? I'm fully rested, to be precise. Did you just say that I will make as many energy points as I spend? Indeed. You're really making it hard for a middleman. So Ping was speechless. He couldn't make any money on that. But I can still buy the dragon blood and sell it to some repeated customers. I won't make money, but that's a favor for those repeated customers, So Ping pondered. After taking another look at the balance of his energy points, So Ping bought the dragon blood as well. For the moment, he didn't need the other items, so he chose to refresh the page. He would have one free chance to refresh every day. 6 new items popped out, no divine skills this time. There were mainly strange materials and food. Trapping rope, 0.8 million energy points. It can trap a Beast King's soul, take it away from the creature's body, thus immobilizing the Beast King. The effect of the item amazed So Ping. It was a rope with the power to disable all Beast Kings. Of course, the stronger the Beast King was, the faster the recovery would be. The rope could freeze an ocean state Beast King for 8 hours. But that rope would only last for a minute with Fate State Beast Kings. That rope is not effective for star-ranked creatures. I can fight average Fate State Beast Kings easily, given my current strength. But if the rope can help me detain a Beast King at the peak of the Fate State for a minute, I can win. So Ping's eyes glowed. The item was an outstanding piece. Buy it. Minus 0.8 million energy points. He paid and got the rope. So Ping checked his storage space. A golden rope was lying within. So Ping decided to refresh the shop again. But this time, it would cost him 1 million. He could afford it since he had enough energy points. Dream Inducer, 0.32 million energy points. The target's memory can be corrected, making the target regard subsequent experiences as a dream. The target can also forget events and related memories during that period of time. Suaping didn't know what to say about that. Dream inducer. It was just a fancy name for knockout drops. I cannot believe you, system. How dare you sell this? Pooh. Minus 0.32 million energy points. Suaping saw the word sold in the slot. System, you're charging way too high for this. You're asking for 32 million astral coins for this potion. Such a potion would only be sold for a few $100 on the black market. The muscles won't forget. I believe this indeed is a good buy. Such a shame, Suaping heaved a sigh. What is a shame? That I have to use this good stuff for the right purposes. Suaping put away the dream inducer and started another round of refresh and purchase. He refreshed the shop several times and only stopped when the cost had increased to a record high. He got another skill during the attempts, named Rock Dash. It was just as rare as the Black Tortoise Shield, both elementary divine skills. The Rock Dash was more aggressive. Suaping absorbed the skill book right after he purchased it. Rules of space were integrated into the skill. As such, his understanding of the working mechanism of space had been deepened. If a legendary battle pet warrior at the ocean state were to learn the skill, there would be a chance for said person to master teleportation, that should be unique to the void state. Suaping also bought 2 more advanced beast-catching rings. He had also bought food for pets of the undead family, blood of impurity. The blood of impurity was delicious for most pets of the undead family. The food could increase energy for undead creatures and even inspire mutation. However, for more advanced creatures of the undead family, the blood of impurity would not inspire a mutation. Suaping bought it for the little skeleton so that its energy could increase. Since the little skeleton had the Skeleton King's bloodline, the food wouldn't make the little skeleton evolve. He closed the shop and walked around his store. He went into the test room and noticed that the room was much more spacious than before. The room was set to recreate an ocean, large waves reached high before splashing down. Tang Ruyan sat on the beach, with a light green glow around her. She was cultivating the glass bulwark. Suaping sensed that she was still at the 7th rank. That wasn't strange. After all, one day had just passed in reality. Although the herbs could help her, she couldn't have absorbed all the herbs at once. This isn't fast enough. Suaping shook his head. All of a sudden, he remembered the dream inducer. Suaping thought of an idea. He sought confirmation with the system. If I use the dream inducer on her, can I take her to a cultivation site? The system had mentioned that the muscle memory would be kept. If that was true, then he could help her tap into her full potential, not worrying about her having any memory of the cultivation sites. Affirmative. The system answered, but you'll have to sign a contract and make her your pet. For real? Suaping was surprised. Really? No wonder he would find this potion in the system's shop. Had the system prepared it for him? That was to say, he could train other people in the future. After all, as far as the system was concerned, all living things were pets. He could train others' pets and train others at once. But he would have to have Dream Inducer first. Let me have a try. If this works, I can use it on her when I get another Dream Inducer. Suaping said to himself. He was thinking of the girl studying in the academy. He could train his sister himself if the effect of the training could be kept, but the memory of the cultivation site would be lost. Tang. Suaping called Tang Ruyan. Tang Ruyan opened her eyes. The faint green glow around her helped her fend off the waves. Yes. She turned to Suaping, asking curiously. Come over here. I have something good for you. While he said those words, he realized they sounded a little bit weird on his ears. Hey! Tang Ruyan wore a pleased expression. Good thing? Is Suaping going to give me a Beast King? She had witnessed Suaping selling Beast Kings many times. It wasn't strange if Suaping suddenly decided to give away a Beast King. After all, Suaping was practically giving away Beast Kings with those cheap selling prices. She soon remembered her cultivation. She was at the 7th rank. She could not sign a contract with a beast king. The glow in her eyes died down. Even so, she stopped training, got up and hurried over to approach Suaping. What is it? Tang Ruyan asked. She couldn't sign a contract with a beast king, and Suaping surely knew that. He had to be talking about something else. Well, close your eyes first. That sounded even weirder. Tang Ruyan found it strange as well, but she did as she had been told. Suaping was about to take out the dream inducer when he fell into a daze. For the first time, he noticed that the girl was quite beautiful. Done? Tang Ruyan asked. She was blushing. Right away. Suaping came back to his senses and took out the dream inducer at once. It was a strange golden pellet with some special lines inscribed on it. Suaping had been told the application method when he bought it. He crushed the pellet under Tang Ruyan's nose, and a dark red mist gushed out, which seeped into Tang Ruyan's nose. What was that? Tang Ruyan wanted to open her eyes. It's okay. You can open your eyes now. Suaping was relieved she had absorbed the pellet completely. Tang Ruyan asked curiously, what is that beautiful smell? Nothing. I'm going to take you somewhere. Come with me, Suaping said. He was still unsure, so he asked the system again, are you sure this will work? Yes. The system was sure. Suaping had to trust the system. He took Tang Ruyan to the pet room. He cancelled the contract with one of the pets he was going to train and took out a temporary contract, which he placed on Tang Ruyan's forehead. What is that? Tang Ruyan was confused. Suddenly, she felt something was entering her mind. Her instincts told her to be nice to Suaping, and she wanted to trust him. That sudden appearance of closeness fastened her heartbeat. Think of it as a dream, Suaping said. He took a deep breath. He chose to go to a divinity realm. He had failed to find the goddess for dusk in the divinity world he had previously visited. He was going to another so that he could train the pets while continuing the search. The swirl appeared and took Suaping and Tang Ruyan in. It was also a middle-rank cultivation site. Suaping was able to feel profound divine energy around him as soon as they landed. The vortexes in his cells began to operate, pulling the divine energy in. Where are we? Tang Ruyan was baffled after finding that she was in a completely unfamiliar world. How could she appear in a completely different world when she opened her eyes? What happened? Your pet, Suaping was about to tell Tang Ruyan to summon her battle pets when he thought of something. Can her battle pets be revived in her state? No, the system answered at once, their deaths would be real. Your contract is merely with her, not her battle pets. Suaping was not too surprised by this. As if Tang Ruyan's battle pets could be trained there, then he would ask her to be his carrier, to take in more pets with him in the future. He remembered that Joanna's battle pets couldn't revive in cultivation sites, either. Let's go. Suaping said. They were in a dense forest, an immense one. Apart from the divine energy spread everywhere, he was also perceiving a smell of blood in the air. There had to be beasts or members of the god race there. What? Tang Ruyan had yet to snap out of her shock. Suaping was already leaving. She hurried over and asked again, what is this place? How come we're here? All you need to know is that it is a place for you to fight, Suaping answered, not looking back. Soon, he had seen some massive beast tracks on the ground. The beasts had squashed some leaves in the mud. Let's go. Suaping followed the tracks. Tang Ruyan was dumbstruck. Suaping's words didn't sound like an order. She was getting a feeling that she would follow his words out of instinct. Whoosh! She followed him, while unleashing her powers and using another secret skill, shadow tracing. She could travel at very fast speed, and even be able to get away from 8th rank beasts. Soon, she realized that Suaping was getting further and further away from her. Wait up, she shouted and hurried on. Suaping didn't stop. He was traveling as a titled battle pet warrior, aiming to train Tang Ruyan. Half an hour passed. Suddenly, Suaping felt he had become something's target. Informed and experienced as he was, Suaping quickly recognized that he was facing an ocean state beast king a little bit too powerful, but it'll work. Suaping didn't stop. Soon, he followed the tracks and reached the end of a road that had been destroyed. A behemoth was standing there, staring at him. The beast had sensed that something was following it and that it wasn't strong. Therefore, the behemoth stopped to wait for it. "A hunter? Go to hell!" The beast saw the human and spoke the god's language. Suaping had learned the god's language from Joanna, so he was able to understand. Still, that behemoth's accent sounded a bit strange. "Finish him!" Suaping told the customers' battle pets and the purple python to fight the beast king first. As for the inferno dragon and the dark dragon hound, Suaping didn't release them. The beast king wouldn't have survived the joint strikes of the two. "You go as well," said Suaping to a panting Tang Ruyan. She had just arrived. She placed her hands on her knees, breathing heavily. She heard Suaping's words and stared at the behemoth. "A beast king?" "Yes." "Go and kill it," Suaping said. Tang Ruyan glared at him. She wondered if she had heard it wrong. Did he just tell me to go and kill the beast king? She was about to diss him when something inside told her that she should abandon all distractions and that maybe, Suaping was right and she should give it a try. But that's a beast king. The will to survive kicked in. She freed herself from that strange state and said, I'm merely at the 7th rank. I will only slow those pets down. Don't be afraid. Just go. Don't worry about deaths, Suaping said, with a cold-blooded tone. He was always cruel when it came to pet training. Tang Ruyan was about to refute when she felt a burning sensation. She realized that she would die if she didn't follow his orders. Is he going to kill me? Tang Ruyan could hardly believe it. But Suaping looked very different from when he was at the store. That was not a man who would joke around. Startled as she was, she made up her mind. She prepared to summon her battle pets to fight in that desperate fight. The moment the swirls opened up behind her, Suaping said, "You will have to rely on yourself. Don't use your battle pets. Rely on the skills you learned from the Tang family. I trust you." Tang Ruyan was furious. Indeed, the Tang family had collected many skills, but no amount would be enough when facing a beast king. Suaping was relentless. She bit her lips. Suddenly, she felt as if she were making a rash decision. "If you want me to die, so be it." She let go of her fear and once again, with the shadow tracer, she charged toward the beast king. The battle pets were laying siege to the behemoth. The fact that those lower beings were trying to attack it had angered the beast king. Feeling insulted, the beast king roared. "Rot in hell!" The beast king spoke the god's language. A surge of golden energy gushed out. The 3 pets that belonged to Suaping's customers flew backward. The 3 pets would have died if it weren't for their previous round of training. The purple python was the only pet that remained standing next to the beast king. The snake's scales were raised. The purple python attacked its shield the moment the beast king unleashed its energy. The python shook its head and rapidly approached the beast king, wrapping up the latter. Thanks to its ample battle experience, the purple python was agile. The beast king tried to grab it and tear it apart, but the scales were too sleeky. Tang Ruyan had reached the beast king as well. Her determination wavered as she looked at that gargantuan figure. She thought of Suaping's words. She then shouted as she dashed toward the beast king. Bang! The beast king bellowed. The sonic impact cracked the energy shield that Tang Ruyan had just raised. Even the glass bulwark failed. The next second, she was found hundreds of meters away, barely breathing. Suaping frowned. He went to see her. "Keep going," he said. Tang Ruyan coughed out blood. Suaping was looking down at her from a height. She couldn't find any warmth or kindness on his face, just coldness. She smiled. She placed her hand on the ground and slowly crawled up. Even standing was too painful and too much work for her. She lowered her head and said, "If my death is what you want, I'll grant your wish." She looked into his eyes. The tenderness and affection in her eyes stunned So Ping. He was then reminded that Tang Ruyan was a person, not a pet. Or, pets weren't animals as he thought they were, they also had feelings. It was just that they couldn't show their feelings like Tang Ruyan. Was it really so? So Ping replayed in his mind how the Inferno Dragon and the Dark Dragon Hound would run toward death again and again under his command. They were determined, willing, and they trusted him. He replied with silence. He had been surrounded by too much affection along the way. No wonder the Inferno Dragon would not step down even when facing the otherworld Heavenly King. The Inferno Dragon was willing to sacrifice itself for him in the cultivation sites and had always been so. Why would it be afraid of a Heavenly King? Is that how you showed your feelings for me? So Ping turned around, gazing at the Inferno Dragon and the Dark Dragon Hound who were sitting in the distance, bored. The Inferno Dragon was scratching its back and the Dark Dragon Hound was looking for bugs on the ground. Neither was interested in the ongoing battle. Because they had experienced too many. So Ping looked away. "Go," he said to Tang Ruyan again. At that moment, the glow in Tang Ruyan's eyes had died down. So Ping noticed that but said nothing. He had understood that she trusted him and was willing to do what he ordered. But he wouldn't let her down, not even when he had to put her in harm's way. After all, her death wouldn't be real. Her pain was there so that she may live. That was the rule of life. Tang Ruyan gave So Ping one last glance but said nothing. She turned around and walked to the Beast King, then jogged and then ran, shouting bang. The moment she reached the Beast King, she was reduced to dust. So Ping watched her as she perished, then he ordered her revival. Soon, Tang Ruyan appeared on the spot, good as new. She stared at herself. To her surprise, her wounds were gone and even her fatigue. "Go." So Ping repeated. Tang Ruyan came back to her senses but still didn't know what was going on. Is any of this real? She wondered if she were dreaming. How could she have possibly arrived in that peculiar space? She had also died. But then she came back to life. It had to be a dream. She remembered how So Ping was different from when he was at the store. She was convinced. That was just a dream. If it was indeed a dream, then there was nothing to be afraid of. Finish it. Tang Ruyan once again charged at the behemoth. Soon, she died and returned to life. Again and again, and again. Tang Ruyan was getting more and more excited. That was a dream. But the dream was too realistic. She could do whatever she desired there. Ha, 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 go to hell. Beast King? Come on. Let me show you how I'm going to crush you. Hey, dude, smile for me. Her loud and wild laughter echoed in the forest. Tang Ruyan threw herself at the Beast King again and again. Even though each attempt would end with her dying, she was getting more excited and more thrilled. So Ping, the sudden change of the girl stunned So Ping. That deep emotion gathered at the bottom of his heart had just vanished. I must be thinking too much. The girl was so ladylike in her usual day-to-day life. What happened? Fight well. Don't think you can do anything just because you won't die. Learn from the pets. So Ping had to discipline her. Tang Ruyan snorted. Don't tell me what to do. I'm the boss here. Anyway, why is the Beast King still here? I should be able to kill it with one thought on my mind. Together with the other pets, and after many, many deaths, Tang Ruyan had finally dragged the Beast King to its death. The Beast King was not a stupid one. After determining that those things could not be killed, the battle pet chose to run away. However, the purple python would not stand for it. At the moment, the purple python's combat strength had reached 13 points. When the Beast King showed signs of fleeing, the purple python would entangle it and finally kill it by relying on teamwork. Afterward, Suaping took Tang Ruyan and pressed on. Soon, they encountered another Beast King. The previous battle had lasted for a long time that the other surrounding beasts were alerted. Suaping reached a swift decision. Tang Ruyan and the customers' battle pets were the ones who would do the fighting, while the Inferno Dragon and the Dark Dragon Hound would wait on the side, ready to jump in when necessary. Time zipped by. Suaping, Tang Ruyan, and the battle pets played as they fought their way forward in that forest. They had killed many beasts and most had been Ocean State Beast Kings, few were beasts of the 9th rank. They had later encountered 2 Void State Beast Kings. They encountered another beast at the 9th rank when they reached the edge of the forest. That time, Suaping didn't send out any of their battle pets and asked Tang Ruyan, who was the weakest, to fight the beast all by herself. 7th rank against 9th rank. After 5 deaths, Tang Ruyan had finally killed the beast that was at the lower position of the 9th rank. In a few days, Tang Ruyan had progressed by leaps and bounds. Although she was from the Tang family and had learned many secret skills, humans were destined to be weaker than beasts. They encountered another beast of the 9th rank. A battle pet warrior would have to rely on his or her battle pets to defeat a beast of the same rank. However, Tang Ruyan was already able to rely on herself and kill a 9th rank beast. Her gathered experience made her become more sensitive to danger. Her potential was unleashed after rounds of deaths and revivals. You had to die 5 times. That is not good. Suaping shook his head. He wasn't happy about the result. For the other battle pets, after days of training, they would have found flaws of that beast to kill it after 3 attempts at best. He had to admit that battle pets were more perceptive than humans. Tang Ruyan glared at Suaping, who had just scolded her. I'm at the 7th rank. It's already amazing I can make the beast go away. Suaping replied calmly, what's amazing about that? When I was at the 7th rank, I was able to kill a guy like that with 1 punch. Tang Ruyan saw that the situation was unfair. Do you think everyone is like you? You freak. Anyway, which state are you? I heard that the legendary rank has different states. She was curious. Suaping had been able to defeat a monster like the Otherworld Heavenly King and could easily defeat a Beast King. He had to be at the legendary rank, although he might be a little bit too young for that. Of course, if he could defeat the Otherworld Heavenly King while not being at the legendary rank, that would be outrageous. I've just reached the titled rank, Suaping answered, save your energy. Think about how you can defeat the next beast with 1 life. Titled? Who are you fooling? Tang Ruyan retorted, you're a liar even when you're in my dream. What a jerk. Suaping was puzzled. What is going on inside her head? Also, since when did she start to sound cheeky, like me? Also, why would I say like me? Save it. Let's move. Suaping was not in the mood to continue arguing. Tang Ruyan curled her lips. They left the forest and went on. Suaping thought that if he were able to find a city, he would be able to ask about the goddess that Dusk was waiting for. Time passed quickly. Suaping failed to find the goddess in that realm. He chose another divinity site and took Tang Ruyan with him again. He also took with him some customers' pets. Tang Ruyan had become used to that type of training. During the time he was at the store, Suaping would pull her into his contract space, not allowing her to see the store. Since she thought she was dreaming, he believed he could use that to his advantage. It would make wiping her memory easier. Later, if she thought of something and asked him, he would simply deny it and she wouldn't have any evidence. The second place they visited had a harsh environment. There were ruins everywhere. It seemed that a gruesome battle had just ended. They saw not only remains of gods but also that of beasts. They explored the place. Whenever they met a group of gods fighting, they would jump in and help the former. After they helped the gods out, Suaping became acquainted with some of them and he asked about the goddess, using divine energy to put up an image of her, but they didn't recognize her. To repay his kindness, the gods invited Suaping to visit their city, but he declined. He was there for training, not for leisurely travel. Suaping got to know that the balance between the gods and beasts was upset because of a void bug invasion. Those bugs worked with the beasts and drove the gods away as they tried to take over the place entirely. The leader of the beasts was a beast king at the star rank. Suaping asked about the location of the beast king, then said goodbye to the gods, and went for the beast king. They saw many battles between gods and beasts along the way. He offered help in the form of training for the battle pets and Tang Ruyan as well. When they encountered void state beasts, he would tell Tang Ruyan to observe and let the Inferno Dragon and the Dark Dragon Hound fight. Void state beast kings could start to use elementary skills of space and kill a person like Tang Ruyan right away. She would not receive any experience from that. By the 8th day, Suaping found the location of the star rank beast king. It was a desert that was completely occupied by beasts and bugs. Suaping was not here to kill said beast king but to find the best place for training. With so many beasts and bugs in the area, Suaping told Tang Ruyan and all the battle pets to join in. All except for the little skeleton. The little skeleton was way too powerful than a void state beast. A fight against such a creature would only count as a warm-up exercise for the little skeleton. On the 10th day, they made their way to the star rank beast king, one that had come into an agreement with the void bugs. The beast king was a centipede that was over 1,000 meters long, with golden scales. The centipede had eaten up many gods. The huge insect was at the star rank and the energy leaked from its body had already stressed him out. Lucky for him, it wasn't the first time he had met such a creature. He had once seen a purple dragon that was at the star rank. He was able to gather himself soon. But that was not the case for Tang Ruyan and the other battle pets. They were all shuddering in fear, some even collapsed on the ground. Suaping didn't worry, this was a rare chance for Tang Ruyan and the other battle pets. If they were in the real world, staying that close to a star rank creature would already have led them to their deaths. But, they were able to observe such a creature at a close range. It was training for their minds and willpower. Suaping summoned the little skeleton and told Tang Ruyan and the other pets to fight the surrounding beasts while he and the little skeleton dealt with the beast king. Deaths and revivals were alternated. Finally, their time was up. When they were about to leave, same as before, Suaping placed Tang Ruyan in his contact space. The beast king had been unable to kill Suaping on account of his revivals. Suaping and the little skeleton were also unable to kill the beast king. After all, they were too weak. The little skeleton was not at the fate state yet. To defeat a star rank creature was a bit too much. While Suaping was training Tang Ruyan elsewhere, at the Yedu base city. The Tang family compound. That was the most prosperous and most glamorous place of all the base cities, Yedu. Of the entire Yedu base city, the Tang family was certainly the most influential family. Thanks to the Tang family, the Yedu base city was able to be one of the leading Class A base cities. The base city and the Tang family were closely tied together. When beasts came to invade the base city, the Tang family would offer great help. At the moment, as required by the Tang family, the city gates had been closed. Questioning travelers was being carried out. Trading with the other base cities had come to a pause. The base city would only open its doors if a truly influential force was demanding it, otherwise, the base city would be closed to all. That night, there was no sound in the huge Tang family compound. The core members and elders were gathered in the hall. The elders were sitting on their sandalwood chairs while the core members were standing in the hall.